On today's episode, steering box kit.
What?
Alright, you guys, we're at it again. Today we're going to do an F1 steering box and a Model A chassis using this kit that I make. This kit includes a 3/8 inch flange. So this is going to be your replacement flange for your box. 1/8 inch thick support ring that's going to go on the outside, and then a hole saw guide. So that's the kit, all three pieces. Today I'm going to show you how to use them. We got a stock chassis for a future project, a little roadster pickup that I'm wanting to put together, and we're going to use this kit so we can get this F1 box in it. These have tapered bearings in them, tapered roller bearings, which is actually makes for better steering than the old Model A steering box. So what we're going to do is we're going to eliminate that out of the equation. We're going to put in an F1 box, which is pretty much the go-to steering box for any hot rod. This kit right here will work in 29 to 31 Model A's, 32s, 33s, and 34s. This is actually the same kit I used in the 34 5.1 coupe. I've been working on the Tom Sellers coupe. Very easy kit to use, makes it pretty simple and pretty straightforward. I'm going to show you how to do it today. That way if there's any questions, you'll know exactly what to do. So let's get going on it. Okay guys, this is the stock steering box hole for the Model A frame. We're just working on a regular old frame here. I'm not sure if this is a 2930 or 3031, I can't remember. But it'll be the same exact thing for both frame styles. So what we're going to do is this flange is going to bolt up inside here. We're going to have to drill new holes. So this flange is basically going to go just like that right there. So we're going to try to center this up onto that hole right there. That's going to give us some room right there for that flange. And I'm just making it pretty tight there at the top and the bottom, just to kind of even out the space in that frame rail. We don't have a lot of room here to move it up and down because it's almost the same width as this frame here. So we're going to take this and mark all those. That one's basically going to use almost part of the stock hole. So we're going to have the other stock hole here, which you can weld that up no problem if you want to. We're just going to eliminate that. Okay, so we'll drill that out here. Punch that out. That one we're just going to have to use the flange as a guide to drill that out. So let's see here. Here we go. Now once we get these holes drilled for this flange, we may have to run through there a little bit to kind of get them evened up with these holes here. So okay, we're going to bolt up utilizing those two bolt holes we just did. I'm going to bolt up this adapter, or sorry, we're going to bolt up this hole flange guide. I'm just using some quick 3/8 bolts here, just to get it lined up right. Looks pretty good. It's a little down that way. I don't think that'll be too much of an issue. Probably that was just from me drilling my holes there. So let's use this one and see if we can drill that one out real quick. Hey, we made it. Good. So that one's going to have part of the original hole. Dang, that's hot. It's going to have part of the original hole up here, and then I'll have the new hole right there where we just drilled. No big deal. Because once all the flanges get in there and get bolted up, you'll never know. Okay, that looks good. Let's pop that off there. We're going to mount it on the inside. Now that I know I don't need to adjust it any, which I could actually adjust any of those holes and spin it around. Let's get this bolted in here. There we go. Now this is a 1 7/8 hole saw, and you can see it's going to be very close to those bolt heads. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn them where the flat side is pointed towards the guide hole, and that's the wrong size. So get the right size wrench. Here's the right size wrench here. So we're just going to turn that where it's pointed. That flat spot is pointed right towards that guide hole. There we go. That actually looks perfect. So that one should slip right in there perfectly. Yep, just like that. Now that's going to be our guide. We're fixing to cut this hole. So let's do it. Sorry guys, I ended up losing some audio right here on my video. So what we're doing is we've got the hole saw cut out for the steering box, and we're gonna go ahead and mount up the 3/8 flange on the inside of the frame rail, and then the support ring on the outside. We'll go ahead and bolt them all up and make sure all the holes line up good, and clean them up, clean up all the holes with a file, so that we can make sure it'll seat in there properly and flat against the frame, and that way that the support ring will actually support the steering box. So we're going to work on this flange here. We need to cut the flange off of this sucker. So we'll get it turned around here. This whole flange is going to come off. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the cutoff wheel and we're going to cut across here and cut these off, and then we'll grind it down in order to fit the new flange. We're going to cut it to fit this new flange, so we need to cut it down. We need to grind it down pretty good, so quite a bit actually. So we'll get that cut off, and I'm just going to start. This steering box has a light bevel to it. Right before it gets to the old flange, it starts to flare out a little bit. And I'm gonna cut it off right even with that all the way around, and then we're gonna grind that whole flare on that off to fit this new steering box flange. Okay, we got that sucker lopped off. You can see, get it up there where you can see it. Trying to get my gloves all oily because I want to reuse these on something else. See the flange there where I cut it off? I cut it just inside that step. So there's the flange. There's the flare. You can see it on the box there. And we've cut it all the way around there. So now what we're going to do, you know, honestly, this would be a lot easier if the tube was off and the steering wheel was off and the shaft was out. It would be so much easier to do. Typically what I do is I break these down and give the box itself to my buddy Toby. He made a fixture up where you can put it in a lathe and turn that off. That's what I would normally do. For you guys, since you don't have access to my buddy Toby, or maybe you do, maybe you don't, I'm showing you the little bit harder way to do it, which is not that big of a deal. So let's move forward. I might cut a little bit more off of those 3 spots, so that way that's less to have to grind, because it's easier to cut off than it is to grind it. So let's see if we can cut a little bit more off. Now we've got to make that fit on there. Ooh, that's a lot of grinding. We can do it. Okay. Just a slight bit more. Show you. Go a slight bit more there. So what I'll do, turn this a little bit. What I'll do is I'll hammer this on here. And what that will do is that back edge of that flange will score that box to show me where it's hitting. Because this flange is flat, but actually, in all actuality, this is going to sit in here at an angle because of that frame rail. The frame rail has a taper to it like this, come to the front, so that steering box flange is going to sit in there cockeyed at an angle. So you want to take enough material off here in order to get that to be able to wiggle on there good, not just a tight fit. Now that I've got it scored, I know right where it's hitting. So perfect. All right, guys, here comes the steering box. This is how it'll go in. Going just like that. Just like that right there. And now you have a steering box in an F1 steering box and a Model A. How cool is that? So what we'll do is we'll get the cowl and the body mounted on here and the mounting holes that it goes to. Then we can set this where we want it at, this way and this way. And then once we get the column mounted to the bottom of the dash and get that set in there right where we want it at, we can weld that flange on. We can burn that flange in. Now, you don't want to just burn a complete circle all the way around that flange. You need to do a little bit at a time because it does have a bushing in there. There is a bronze bushing right here on this sector shaft, and you can melt it out. So you'll want to just do like a 1/2 inch, move around to a 1/2 inch, let it cool, do a 1/2 inch, move around to a 1/2 inch, and do that until you've got it in there. Now, while you've got it here like this and you've got it mounted to your dash, you can spot it in, or you can, if you have room and you can get in here, you can burn a 1/2 inch on each side to hold it in, let it cool, then pull it out, and then throw it up on the bench and then burn that sucker in good. But this is a stock 48 to 52, and this is a 48 to 52 steering column, F1, first year for the F1, 1948 to 1952. This is a stock Pitman arm. It's got the ball on the end. You don't want that. You want the actual car. When this is actually a cross steer, you can see how it's bent because it's actually does that in a car, 35 to 40. But that's the one you want. Now, inside here, there are 4 double splines in here. So it's not cut, splines aren't cut completely all the way around it. There's 4 spots at 12, 3, 6, and 9 that are double splined. And that's for the box because the box has that too. Now, you'll have to file the sucker out by hand. It sucks. But if you'll take a little small triangle file, you can file out. Let me see if we can zoom in on those. Let's see here. You see that double spline right there? There's 4 of them in 4 positions all the way around it. All four sides like a clock. Those are the ones that you'll have to file that in and out there and get that where it's just all splines. That way you can clock that wherever you want it, because you're going to raise that up and down, so those may not fit back in those double spline spots there on that box. Once you get that on there, then you can heat it and bend it where you want it at and hook it up with a regular old tie rod. Here we go. There's the nut. So there you go. F1 steering box and a Model A chassis. I'm going to hold it like a goober here. I'm not ready to burn that sucker in just yet, so we're going to leave that until we get the body on there. But that is how you do it. And then the next problem you'll have will be your exhaust, and you'll have to make it go around that. We might show some of that. I had to do it on the Tom Sellers coupe, so it was kind of a pain in the butt, but that is it right there. There's your box. Good to go. Hope that helps you guys out. If you've never done it, now you know how to do it. If you're interested in a kit, they're on my website, Chaddilac.com. They're in the shop over by the shirts and hats, so just take a look, see if you're interested in getting one. Like, share, and subscribe. Thanks, guys. See you later.